Hello, I'm Andre Oliveros, and the diet I chose for this special diet project is called the high protein diet. I chose this diet because I'm very interested in how protein works in the body, how it's used, and when it's used. But this diet isn't for everybody since depending on how much protein you eat, it is very difficult on intaking that much protein. But but some people might require but some people might need to take this kind of diet because of their conditions. And from my research, a condition where you need a high protein diet is called hypothyroidism. Hypothyroidism is a condition where your thyroid gland isn't making where your thyroid gland, also known as the gland in front of your neck that's kind of shaped like a butterfly, isn't making enough hormones to meet your body's needs. And the symptoms include, but there are many more, include fatigue, weight gain, dry and brittle skin, constipation, high cholesterol, and etc. But how does eating high protein help with hypothyroidism? Although protein helps maintain the function of the thyroid, and protein is just a perfect option to eat a lot when you're having any and eating high amounts of protein is just recommended when you are having any kind of issues with your thyroid gland. And another important thing when another important condition where you need to eat high protein is when you're going through a period of healing. What doctors recommend if you're going through things like chemotherapy or surgery, you need to eat a lot of protein to help maintain your strength and help maintain your weight and muscle. But there are a lot more things that isn't medical related, or that are sometimes medical related, that you need high protein, and that is when you're trying to lose weight, gain muscle, or or both. When protein is especially very good in losing weight. When it comes to losing weight, since protein is a very filling since foods with high amounts of protein is very filling and keeps you satiated for longer. And when it comes to building muscle, protein is very essential when it comes to gaining it, since protein is the building block for the muscles. And I and I recommend, if you're trying to build muscle, to eat at least zero point 0.7 to 1 gram of protein per body weight. And this diet is very important for people because, as previously mentioned, a high protein diet is very crucial when it comes to injuries and if anybody's going through issues with their thyroid. And a high protein diet is very important when it comes to things like managing weight, since it keeps you fuller for longer, promotes muscle growth, and keeps lean mass during race. Now let's get to the cooking. For the cooking, I recommend using a wok, but if you don't have one, a pan or a skillet should work just fine, and you should put it to medium to high heat. I recommend using day-old rice, but for the sake of the video, I'm going to show you how I make my own rice. I'm using about a few cups of rice because I'm cooking for my family, and what you're going to do is just keep rinsing and draining out the water until all the starch is out and the water runs clear. How I measure my rice. How I usually do it is I dig my fingers into the rice until it hits the bottom, place the tip of my thumb on top of the rice, shake the rice until it's even, place the tip of your middle finger on top of the rice, and where your thumb is where the water should be. After you're finished, you should dry the outside portion of your cooking pot and place it in the rice cooker, and it should be finished in around 30 minutes. Now for the ingredients, you're going to want chicken, rice, cooking oil, frozen vegetables, eggs, garlic, onion, soy sauce, salt and pepper, and sesame seed and sesame oil. First, we're going to mince our garlic. After cutting the garlic, you're going to want to cut the onions and put them in a separate bowl, but my file got corrupted, so here's me cutting the chicken. My file got corrupted again, but after all of that, you're going to want to put the diced onions and garlic into the hot pan. And after a little bit, you're going to want to put your diced chicken into the pan and wait for it to cook. And after it's finished cooking, you're going to want to add the rice to it and add the soy sauce here too. After getting all the ingredients in the pan, you're going to want to mix it up very well. After the soy sauce, you're going to want to add the sesame oil here. I didn't include it in this footage because I forgot about it and I added it at the end, but I recommend using not that much sesame oil since it is very strong. After all of the mixing, you're going to want to add the frozen vegetables and keep stirring and mixing it until all the vegetables are all thawed out. After it's finished cooking, you're going to want to plate it up, and for the sake of the video, I added sesame seeds to make it look pretty. That's going to be it for the video. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys liked the recipe.